Hello, beautiful stars. So lately I've been putting things out there about like, hey, can we acknowledge? Can we identify? Can we notice what we're noticing? As my teacher Kira would say. So I want to put this out here and, a little bit of a trigger warning. I don't think it's going to be that much, but I want to put it out there, right? As to this is a perfect example that we are all works in progress and healing, 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 but we do have to acknowledge and identify things first to even offer ourselves the gift of seeing all the opportunities to heal. So, some of you might have heard, or maybe you haven't, but my husband's car was sideswiped this past week by a semi truck. He is fine. We are safe, right? We dropped his car off this morning for, the repairs, which means Brad is going to be using my vehicle this week and for however long it takes because I work from the house. What y'all don't know, this is a little thing, is I have PTSD associated with not having a car. Like if I don't have a vehicle, which represents in my emotional body freedom, which represents I'm not trapped, right? If I'm missing a car, or my car's in the shop, or Brad's using my car, anxiety does start to build, and it's a difficult process for me. So I get to have this week as an opportunity to breathe through all that, have affirmations through all that, work through it, continue my healing. Here's the thing I want to point out. We all have like these little things that others might not have because we all have different experiences, right? So I might tell people, like, yeah, I don't do well if I don't have a vehicle. Like, I'm just not good in my brain space. Anxiety does start coming, and I'm usually not a anxiety type of person. And when I share these things, most people, their reaction is like, oh, it's probably because you got control issues. They always want to say control issues. No, it's not that. It's not that. It's because I grew up in a household where I was held hostage multiple times over. Held hostage. Yeah. In very dangerous, scary, long-term ways. So a car to me represents I can get out. I can leave. I can leave this and go wherever I need to go. Right? Because even growing up, if we were able to escape, it didn't mean that we could actually get to the car, because that was often keys were in pockets, let's say. So then you're walking very cold, snow-filled storm nights to try to get somewhere safe. So for me and my trauma, it has nothing to do with control, other than a car represents that I have the ability and somewhat control to leave. That sense of freedom, that security of being able to leave if something were to happen, that still lives within me. It really, truly does. So now, even though I'm safe, I'm perfectly fine in my home. My home is my home, I'm safe, everything's good. Still, because if I don't have a vehicle that I can't just hop right into and go to the store, do whatever I want to do, it still then starts building that stuff up from being a little girl, right? All those little triggers of like, I can't leave the house. I can't leave the house. So, I have an opportunity, a very beautiful opportunity, because I've acknowledged it, I've identified it, I know it still lingers within me. I have an entire probably week. Let's cross our fingers that it only takes a week. I have an entire week to heal myself through that. And that's what I'm talking about here. There's aspects to us individuals, from whatever we might go through. It could be for you that someone says some words that you, somewhere inside of you, identify as, from past aspects. That everybody's got some stuff. And it takes identifying it, acknowledging it, accepting, okay, this is a thing. This is a thing I need to heal, right? Because there's going to be plenty of times in my life I don't have a vehicle. There's going to be plenty of times, right? Because of just life. Things happen. I don't want to have anxiety because of it. And my anxiety is based on, some hardcore stuff, right? Well, then we can heal that because we're adults and we acknowledge it. And we have all the techniques. But it takes acknowledging it and accepting that it does exist within before we can even begin the healing process. And when we finally do that, we can acknowledge that in this world, in our life experience, there is countless, it is full of opportunities to not just practice compassion for self and others, but to heal. So I invite you to start identifying these little things that don't pop up all the time, but when they do pop up, what the hell is that? What is that in me? Right? Because often it's what is in us that is inviting it to be present so we can heal it. So let's not deny anymore. Let's not have the anxiety build and just avoid the reasons why. Let's identify. Let's acknowledge. Let's become aware, accept, and heal through all our little nuances. What a blessing. What an outstanding blessing that we all have. So I wanted to share that with you. Not to trigger you, not to anything like that, but we're walking this awakening together. We're all healing together, right? And so I want to represent that everything's still a work in progress and that we can do this. It's just shifting our mindset into, wow, what a great opportunity. So instead of in my mind, when we're dropping this car off and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not going to have a car this week during the day, instead of like, oh my goodness, clenching, oh my goodness, I can go, let's just breathe into that. Let's just breathe into it and relax into it and know that we are safe and that we can use this as an opportunity, right? What a amazing blessing. So I wanted to share because yes, we all can do this and we all have the ability to do so. And I invite everyone to choose that. I love you, stars. Cheers.